All fellow thrill-seekers are welcome to gather around this campfire tonight, where the air crackles with anticipation and the night is alive with tales of the extraordinary and the macabre. Amongst the hallowed whispers and the mesmerizing dance of the flames, I beckon you to embark on a journey into the depths of darkness. Brace yourselves, for the chilling tale of Blackthorn Manor is about to unfold, painting a vivid picture of a place where evil met its demise and the souls of the departed found redemption in the face of unspeakable horrors.
The moon hung low in the sky, its pale radiance casting an ethereal glow upon the whispering woods. Amelia Delacroix stood at the edge of the ancient forest, her heart pounding in her chest like a trapped bird. A mixture of excitement and apprehension coursed through her veins as she stared intently at the silhouette of Blackthorn Manor, its towering presence commanding the landscape. Blackthorn Manor, a relic of a forgotten era, stood as a sentinel in the darkness, a testament to its own enigmatic history. Its Gothic architecture reached towards the heavens, its spires piercing the veil between the mortal realm and the ethereal unknown. The once grand mansion, now weathered and worn, exuded an aura of mystery that seeped into the very air, whispering secrets and stirring dormant spirits. Amelia took a hesitant step forward, her foot sinking into the damp earth, as if the ground itself warned her of the impending danger. She was a woman of free spirit, her adventurous nature leading her to the most uncharted corners of the world. But even her indomitable spirit quivered in the face of Blackthorn Manor's foreboding presence. With each step she took, Amelia felt an invisible force tugging at her, drawing her deeper into the heart of the whispering woods. The closer she came to the mansion, the more the hairs on the back of her neck stood on end, as if unseen eyes watched her every move. Shadows danced in the periphery of her vision, taunting and testing her resolve. As she reached the mansion's threshold, a chill wind swept through the air, carrying with it an eerie melody that seemed to echo from within the ancient walls. The grand double doors creaked open with reluctant invitation, revealing a glimpse into the enigmatic darkness that lay beyond. Amelia hesitated, her breath catching in her throat, as if the mansion itself held its breath, waiting for her to step inside. Summoning her courage, Amelia crossed the threshold, the weight of the mansion's history settling upon her shoulders. The foyer yawned before her, its faded elegance a stark contrast to the lively brushstrokes of her own vibrant world. Cobwebs clung to the ornate chandeliers, their delicate filaments swaying gently in the breeze. Dust particles danced in the slivers of moonlight that filtered through the cracked stained glass windows, creating an ethereal tableau of forgotten memories. As Amelia ventured further into Blackthorn Manor, the air grew thick with a sense of foreboding. The scent of ancient books and decaying wood mingled, intoxicating her senses. Portraits adorned the walls, their subjects long forgotten but their eyes forever fixated upon her, their gaze unrelenting and filled with a spectral longing. The mansion seemed to possess a rhythm of its own, as if it were a living entity breathing alongside her. Whispers echoed through the empty corridors, carried on invisible currents of wind. Amelia strained to catch the words, the voices muffled and indistinct, like echoes from another time. She felt the presence of something otherworldly, a force that coiled around her, testing her mettle. Shadows clung to the corners of her vision, darting away whenever she turned to face them. The atmosphere thrummed with a palpable tension, as if the very fabric of reality strained under the weight of secrets too dark to be revealed. Yet, despite the overwhelming sense of trepidation, Amelia pressed on, her thirst for knowledge and her unyielding spirit propelling her forward. She was drawn to the mysteries that lay hidden within Blackthorn Manor, determined to peel back the layers of time and uncover the truth that had been shrouded in darkness for far too long. With each step she took, Amelia descended deeper into the labyrinthine halls of Blackthorn Manor, her footfalls reverberating through the empty spaces, marking her presence in a realm suspended between the mortal and the supernatural. The mansion's secrets beckoned to her, promising answers to questions she had yet to formulate. As she ventured deeper into the labyrinthine halls, Amelia's steps were muffled by the thick layers of dust that coated the ornate carpets. The air grew heavy with the scent of age, mingling with the faint scent of decay. It felt as though the very essence of the manor clung to her skin, seeping into her pores. Little did she know that her journey would test not only her bravery but also her very essence. Blackthorn Manor held within its walls a malevolence that had festered for centuries, an ancient darkness eager to consume any who dared to trespass upon its domain. And Amelia, the spirited artist, would find herself entangled in a web of secrets, her fate entwined with the enigmatic master of Blackthorn Manor, Silas Blackthorn himself. Amelia's footsteps echoed in the empty corridors, the sound bouncing off the faded wallpaper and ornate tapestries that adorned the walls. Her eyes were drawn to the portraits that lined the grand hallway, their once vibrant colors faded by time and neglect. The gazes of the painted figures seemed to follow her every move, their eyes filled with an ethereal curiosity that hinted at the secrets they held. A shiver coursed through Amelia's body as she turned a corner, finding herself face to face with a long-forgotten ballroom. Moonlight filtered through the dusty windows, casting eerie shadows on the cracked marble floor. The room seemed frozen in time, as if the echoes of past dances and laughter lingered within its walls. Her fingers grazed the surface of a grand piano that stood as a relic of bygone melodies. It was a mere skeleton of its former self, its ivory keys yellowed and chipped. Amelia wondered how many haunting melodies had been played upon its weathered frame, and if the music still whispered through the halls at midnight. Curiosity pulled her forward, deeper into the manor's mysteries. She ascended a grand staircase, its wooden steps groaning in protest beneath her weight. Each creak and moan seemed to awaken the spirits that slumbered within Blackthorn Manor, their presence growing stronger with every step she took. Amelia found herself in a dimly lit study, shelves lined with dusty tomes that sagged under the weight of forgotten knowledge. She ran her fingers along the spines, feeling the coolness of ancient leather against her skin. With each book she touched, she couldn't help but wonder about the stories they held within their yellowed pages, stories that had become whispers in the winds of time. A gust of wind blew through the study, causing the candles to flicker and cast dancing shadows on the walls. Amelia's breath caught in her throat as the air seemed to carry a whispered voice, a plea for liberation from the spirits trapped within the mansion's confines. It was then that she noticed a worn journal nestled amidst the disheveled books. Its pages were fragile and brittle, the ink faded to a sepia hue. Gingerly, Amelia opened the journal, her eyes scanning the faded entries, each stroke of the pen revealing fragments of the manor's dark history. Through the journal's pages, Amelia learned of Silas Blackthorn's insatiable thirst for immortality, his rituals that claimed the lives of countless victims, and the depths of darkness that seeped into the very foundation of the manor. The more she read, the more she realized the magnitude of the malevolence that had taken root within Blackthorn Manor. As the midnight hour approached, Amelia couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The walls seemed to whisper secrets to her, and the spirits, once dormant, grew restless. Their ethereal forms flickered in the corners of her vision, their voices a symphony of longing and despair. Haunted by their cries, Amelia made a promise to herself. She would uncover the truth, bring an end to the suffering, and release the spirits from their torment. Determination burned in her eyes as she closed the worn journal, clutching it tightly against her chest. With newfound purpose, Amelia ventured further into the depths of Blackthorn Manor, ready to face the challenges that awaited her. The echoes of the past guided her steps, their whispers intertwining with her own resolve, as she prepared to confront Silas Blackthorn and reclaim the mansion from the clutches of darkness. The air within Blackthorn Manor clung to Amelia like a suffocating shroud, heavy with the weight of secrets and the lingering presence of the supernatural. As she traversed the dimly lit corridors, the flickering candlelight casting dancing shadows on the worn wallpaper, the mansion seemed to come alive with whispers that slithered through the stillness. Amelia's steps echoed in the silence, reverberating through the mansion's labyrinthine halls. Each creaking floorboard beneath her feet seemed to whisper a warning, as if the very foundations of Blackthorn Manor were reluctant to reveal their hidden truths. But Amelia pressed forward, her resolve fueled by a relentless curiosity and a growing determination to confront the malevolence that had tainted the mansion for centuries. As she ventured deeper into the heart of Blackthorn Manor, she found herself drawn to a room veiled in darkness, a room forgotten and forsaken. With a hesitant hand, Amelia pushed open the heavy door, revealing a chamber steeped in eerie beauty. Moonlight trickled through a cracked window, casting ethereal rays upon a dusty grand piano that stood in the center of the room, its keys covered in a thin layer of neglect. Compelled by a force she couldn't explain, Amelia approached the piano. Her fingers trembled as they brushed against the ivory keys, evoking a haunting melody that echoed through the chamber. The notes seemed to carry the weight of forgotten melodies and the anguish of lost souls, stirring the dormant spirits of Blackthorn Manor. As the music swelled, the room transformed before Amelia's eyes. The walls seemed to recede, revealing a swirling vortex of mist and shadows that consumed the once familiar surroundings. From within the darkness emerged spectral figures, their translucent forms shimmering with an otherworldly light. Amelia's heart quickened, her breath caught in her throat. She watched in awe and trepidation as the spirits drifted closer, their ethereal voices blending with the haunting melody. They spoke of love unrequited, of lives cut short, and of the wicked deeds that had stained Blackthorn Manor. One spirit, a woman with sorrow etched into her ethereal features, reached out to Amelia, her hand passing through the veil of the physical. "Beware, Amelia Delacroix," she whispered, her voice a chilling echo. "Silas Blackthorn seeks to harness your artistic essence for his dark ritual of immortality. Do not be deceived by his charm, for he is the master of manipulation and destruction." Amelia's heart swelled with a mixture of fear and determination. She knew she couldn't falter now, not when the spirits themselves had entrusted her with their warnings. The piano's melody faded into silence as the spectral figures retreated back into the shadows, leaving Amelia alone in the chamber once more. With newfound clarity, she emerged from the room, her steps more resolute than ever. The spirit's words echoed in her mind, guiding her toward the path she must take. She would not allow herself to become a pawn in Silas Blackthorn's sinister game. The time had come to challenge his darkness with her own light. As Amelia continued her exploration of Blackthorn Manor, she uncovered more hidden rooms, their secrets like fragments of a shattered mirror waiting to be pieced together. She discovered ancient tomes filled with arcane knowledge, their pages brittle and faded with time. She delved into diaries that whispered the desperate pleas of those who had suffered under Silas's reign, their ink stained with tears of despair. Each revelation fueled Amelia's resolve, fanning the flames of her determination. She began to see through the cracks in Silas's facade, recognizing the emptiness behind his calculated charm. The battles of wits between them intensified, their verbal sparring a dance of shadows and light. Silas, sensing Amelia's growing strength, grew desperate in his pursuit. He attempted to sway her with false promises, weaving a web of seduction and deceit. But Amelia remained steadfast, her spirit unyielding. She knew the stakes were higher than her own life. Blackthorn Manor held the trapped souls of the innocent, their fates intertwined with her own. Amelia stood at the threshold of an ornate door, its wood weathered and worn, bearing the scars of time. The whispers of trapped souls reverberated through the corridor, mingling with the distant moans of the wind outside. With a trembling hand, she turned the tarnished brass doorknob and stepped into a room bathed in shadows. The air was heavy, as if each breath she took carried the weight of the centuries-old secrets that swirled around her. The walls, adorned with faded tapestries depicting scenes of joy and revelry, now exuded an eerie stillness. The room's sole occupant was a grand, dust-covered mirror, its surface clouded with age. Amelia approached the mirror cautiously, her reflection distorted by its dimmed reflection. As she peered into the glass, her eyes widened. The image staring back at her was not her own, but that of a woman with sorrow-filled eyes and a mouth frozen in a silent scream. The trapped spirit had found a voice through the mirror, a gateway between the living and the restless dead. "Help me," the spirit's voice echoed, as Amelia's own breath caught in her throat. "He is watching, always watching. You must stop him." Amelia's heart quickened, her determination resurfacing with renewed vigor. She knew she had to continue her exploration, to unearth the truth hidden within Blackthorn Manor. With each step she took, the whispers grew louder, the spirits guiding her through the labyrinthine corridors. The walls seemed to shift, morphing into grotesque shapes as though they were alive, mocking her progress. Cold drafts brushed against her skin, carrying with them the chilling remnants of past tragedies. Shadows danced and flickered, casting twisted silhouettes upon the walls, while distant whispers encircled her like a chorus of lost souls. Amelia stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its entrance concealed behind a tapestry of black roses. As she pushed it aside, the room revealed itself, a chamber of forgotten rituals and forbidden knowledge. Shelves lined with ancient tomes, their spines bearing cryptic symbols, beckoned her closer. She gingerly picked up a leather-bound book, its pages yellowed and brittle. The text within told tales of Silas Blackthorn's sinister experiments, of souls trapped and tortured to fuel his insatiable desire for immortality. The spirits that haunted the mansion revealed their stories to Amelia, their voices intertwining with the words on the pages. With newfound resolve, Amelia pieced together the fragments of Blackthorn Manor's dark history. She connected the dots, uncovering the dark web of manipulation and suffering that Silas had spun throughout the centuries. The more she learned, the more she realized the magnitude of the battle ahead. As she ventured deeper into the heart of the manor, the malevolent spirits grew more restless. They sought to deter her, to break her spirit and leave her lost within the winding corridors. They whispered doubts and fears into her ears, taunting her with their spectral presence. But Amelia remained steadfast. She drew strength from the whispers, from the stories of those who had suffered at Silas's hands. She realized that she carried the weight of their torment, the responsibility to bring an end to the reign of darkness. In her pursuit of truth, Amelia encountered a chamber bathed in an ethereal glow. A circle of candles flickered at its center, casting long shadows on the floor. She approached cautiously, sensing a powerful presence within the room. Amelia stood before Silas Blackthorn, the grand chamber enveloped in an ominous stillness. The walls, adorned with faded tapestries that whispered tales of ancient horrors, seemed to lean in, as if eagerly awaiting the clash between light and darkness. The air crackled with anticipation, heavy with the weight of centuries-old magic. Silas, his eyes ablaze with malevolence, raised his hands, fingertips crackling with dark energy. Shadows writhed around him like serpents, coiling and unfurling in a macabre dance. The flickering candlelight cast eerie, dancing shadows on the walls, heightening the surreal atmosphere. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest, the rhythm of her determination drowning out the deafening silence. She gripped her brush tightly, feeling the familiar weight of her artistic power resonate through her fingertips. Her senses were heightened, every sound amplified, the distant howl of wind, the creak of floorboards, the hushed whispers of trapped spirits. As Silas chanted incantations in a language long forgotten by the world, Amelia closed her eyes, drawing upon her inner strength. Images flickered through her mind, a vivid memory of her first stroke on a canvas, the vibrant hues that breathed life into her creations. She channeled that essence, that untamed creativity, and let it flow through her. With a surge of resolve, Amelia opened her eyes, meeting Silas's gaze head-on. She raised her brush, the bristles trembling with anticipation. Colors swirled within her mind, blending and merging into a kaleidoscope of brilliance. The chamber filled with a radiant glow as she dipped her brush into a palette of vibrant pigments. Silas's dark magic surged forward, tendrils of malevolent energy lashing out towards Amelia. But she met each assault with a stroke of her brush, her art becoming a shield against the encroaching darkness. With each stroke, the air crackled with the release of ethereal energy, colors bursting forth like fireworks in the night sky. A symphony of light and shadows unfolded in the chamber. Streaks of golden yellows and fiery oranges clashed against inky black strokes, a battle of hues and contrasts. The very fabric of reality seemed to tremble, as if uncertain of which force would prevail. Amelia moved with a grace born from her unwavering determination. Her brush danced across the canvas of existence, manifesting swirls of vibrant light that banished the tendrils of darkness, weakening Silas's hold on the chamber. She wove her art with intricate precision, intertwining her every stroke with fragments of her own spirit. Silas, seething with fury, intensified his onslaught. He summoned forth specters from the shadows, their ethereal forms converging upon Amelia like a tempest. But she remained steadfast, her eyes ablaze with unwavering courage. With each spectral assailant, she met them with a stroke of her brush, infusing her art with a luminosity that shattered their essence. The battle reached its crescendo as the chamber became a swirling vortex of conflicting energies. Amelia's art clashed against Silas's malevolent sorcery, each force pushing against the other, straining the very boundaries of the mortal plane. The walls groaned under the strain, cracks snaking across the aged stone as the mansion itself seemed to protest the conflict waged within its depths. With one final stroke, Amelia unleashed a burst of radiant light, an explosion of colors that erupted from her canvas. It engulfed Silas, consuming him in a blinding brilliance. His form contorted and convulsed, his face twisted in agony as his dark magic unraveled. The chamber trembled, its foundations quaking as the clash of light and darkness reached its zenith. And then, in an instant, the battle ceased. Silence descended upon the chamber, broken only by the soft hiss of extinguished candles and the distant echoes of a fading storm. Amelia stood amidst the aftermath, her breath ragged and body weary. The chamber bore the scars of the battle, cracks etched in the walls, fragments of darkness scattered across the floor. But the darkness had been vanquished, its grip on Blackthorn Manor shattered. As she gazed upon the defeated form of Silas Blackthorn, a mix of relief and sorrow washed over her. The man who had once exuded a calculated charm now lay broken, his ambitions of immortality reduced to dust. The weight of the battle and the sacrifices made by the spirits and souls trapped within the manor settled upon her. Amelia turned her gaze towards the shattered window, where the first rays of dawn pierced through the dissipating mist. She knew that her journey was not yet complete, that the battle between light and darkness would continue to echo in the corners of the world. But in that moment, as the dust settled and the tendrils of darkness retreated, she felt a glimmer of hope, the resilient spirit of humanity shining through the cracks of a broken world. As the dust settled and the echoes of the battle faded, Amelia stood in the heart of Blackthorn Manor, surrounded by the remnants of her struggle. The air was heavy with the scent of magic, tinged with both the residue of darkness and the promise of new beginnings. The once opulent chamber now bore the scars of their confrontation, its walls cracked and its tapestries torn. Amelia's heart thudded in her chest as she surveyed the aftermath. She had triumphed over Silas Blackthorn, his malevolence banished from the manor's core. The flickering candles cast a soft glow upon her face, accentuating the mix of exhaustion and triumph that danced in her eyes. Her disheveled hair clung to her sweat-kissed forehead, strands of coppery gold framing her determined expression. The room still pulsed with a residual energy, as if the very essence of Blackthorn Manor mourned the loss of its master. But beneath that lamentation, a newfound tranquility emerged, a subtle shift in the atmosphere that hinted at the lifting of a long-held curse. Amelia's breath steadied as she took in the scene before her. She had become a catalyst for change, a force of light that had stood against the encroaching darkness. Her journey, filled with trepidation and uncertainty, had led her to this pivotal moment, a crossroads where her actions had the power to reshape the destiny of the manor and its inhabitants. Her gaze shifted to the cracked portrait of Silas Blackthorn hanging askew on the wall. The once handsome face now bore the marks of defeat, a testament to the power of resilience and the indomitable spirit of the human soul. A flicker of empathy crossed Amelia's eyes as she recognized the tragedy that had consumed Silas, a hunger for immortality that had warped his very being. She turned away from the fallen tyrant, her attention drawn to the surrounding artifacts that had witnessed the clash between light and darkness. Tattered tomes lay open, their aged pages whispering secrets long kept hidden. Forgotten relics, once imbued with malevolence, now radiated a sense of relief and redemption. Amelia's fingertips grazed the worn leather cover of a journal, the diary of a past victim trapped within these cursed walls. Its pages held the desperate pleas for salvation, the agonized accounts of those who had fallen prey to Silas's insatiable quest for eternal life. These voices, once silenced by fear, were now amplified by Amelia's triumph, a testament to the power of uncovering the truth, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. With every step she took, Amelia felt a weight lift from her shoulders, as if the very mansion itself recognized her victory. The shadows, once menacing and all-consuming, now receded to reveal corners of the room that had long been shrouded in darkness. It was as though the manor was taking its first hesitant breaths of freedom, grateful for the reprieve from centuries of malevolence. As Amelia made her way toward the exit, the once ominous hallways seemed to guide her with a newfound warmth. The whispers that had haunted her footsteps transformed into murmurs of gratitude, as if the spirits trapped within the manor acknowledged her role in their liberation. A soft breeze brushed against her cheek, carrying with it a melody of hope and resilience. With a final glance over her shoulder, Amelia bid farewell to Blackthorn Manor. She carried with her the scars of her battle, a testament to her strength and unwavering resolve. But as she stepped out into the moonlit night, she knew that her journey had only just begun. The whispering woods enveloped her, their branches reaching out like ancient guardians, their rustling leaves a symphony of secrets yet to be unraveled. Amelia's heart thrummed with anticipation, fueled by the knowledge that there were more mysteries to uncover, more battles to fight. She looked up at the night sky, a tapestry of twinkling stars that bore witness to the resilience of the human spirit. With a determined smile playing on her lips, she whispered a promise to herself, a promise to confront the darkness wherever it may lurk and to be a beacon of light in a world that often succumbed to shadows. And so, Amelia Delacroix, the artist with a spirit forged in the crucible of Blackthorn Manor, embarked on a new chapter of her journey. Armed with her indomitable will and the echoes of her triumph, she stepped into the unknown, ready to face whatever awaited her in the embrace of the night. For the battle between light and darkness was eternal, and she was now a warrior in that timeless struggle.
As the embers of our chilling tale fade into the night, we bid farewell to the haunting echoes of Blackthorn Manor. We hope that this tale has left an indelible mark upon your imagination, igniting a yearning for more stories of mystery and the extraordinary. If you've enjoyed this bone-chilling journey, we invite you to explore further depths of darkness and enchantment. Like and subscribe to Deep Rest Radio, your sanctuary for immersive storytelling. Join our community of thrill seekers as we unravel more haunting legends, venture into uncharted territories, and unravel the secrets that lie beyond the veil. Remember, the night holds countless mysteries waiting to be discovered. So, until we meet again, dear viewers, may your dreams be filled with spine-tingling adventures. Stay tuned to Deep Rest Radio for more tales that will captivate your senses and transport you to realms beyond your wildest imagination. Goodbye for now.